All right, we'll just give it another minute or two to allow for everyone to join, and then we'll get started. The session is being recorded, so you will have access to the recording. And of course, at any point in time throughout the entire process, as you will learn today, the co-organizers are available to support you with your applications and any questions you may have. And we'll also be sharing our contact information directly for how you can reach out to us as well. Hi, Daryl.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everybody.
How are you?
Good, thanks, Nico. How are you?
Good, thank you. Just one more minute and then we will get started with today's presentation. Thank you so much for introducing all yourselves in the chat. It's great to see so many people from around the globe. We're thrilled to have you with us today. Eileen, can I count on you to be the official acceptor of any additional as we start rolling with the presentation?
Yes.
Thank you. The best. Let's get started. Greetings, everyone. My name is Nico Shashi. I'm the Executive Director of Sanciel, one of the co-organizers of the NurseHack4Health program. And today I'm joined by my colleagues to provide you all with our information session leading up to the applications that will open for the 2025 NurseHack4Health Pitchathon. I'd like to give the opportunity to my colleagues to introduce themselves. Michelle, would you like to start?
Yes. Hello, everybody. Michelle Morgan. I am from Johnson & Johnson. I lead the nursing initiatives here at J&J, and super proud and happy to be part of this amazing group of organizations that is sponsoring the NurseHack4Health Pitchathon. It is part of our overall support of the nursing profession, and so glad to see so many people online and interested. Thank you, Nico.
Eileen Quilty, also from the J&J team, working with Michelle.
Peggy?
Peggy Mercury, also with the JJ team, working with Michelle, and thrilled as this is my first go around for the Pitchathon and really excited to see all of the submissions coming through.
Thank you, Peggy. Daryl?
Hi, everybody. My name's Daryl Rowe. I'm a AI solution specialist here at Microsoft. It's my first NurseHack4Health, so I'm going to be learning a lot today as well. So good to see you all.
Thank you, Daryl. Marion?
Hey everyone, I'm Marion Leary. I am the Director of Innovation at the University of Pennsylvania School of Nursing. Not my first NurseHack4Health.
Thanks, Marion. Olga?
I'm right with you there, Marion. I'm Olga Kagan. I'm President-elect at Sanciel, and I'm excited to see all of you here today.
Thank you, Olga. And last but certainly not least, Leanne.
Sorry, I'm navigating a new thing. So Leanne just from Toronto, Canada, really happy to see so many people. I'm treasurer and one of the board members, not my first hack either. Good to see some familiar faces and some new ones.
Thank you so much, Leanne. All right, so today's agenda, we're going to give you an overview of the NurseHack4Health program. This is our 5th year offering the NurseHack4Health program, co-organized by Johnson & Johnson, Santiel, and Microsoft. We'll be taking a deep dive into what is a pitch-a-thon, as well as the key activities that will take place in this year. There's also education and other areas of support that we'll be able to provide you as co-organizers, as well as our extensive experts that are available to provide coaching and mentorship throughout the entire program. We'll review the pitch flow, as we have a devised template for you to utilize for your call for applications, which also includes the judging criteria to make sure that you are hitting the mark in developing your innovative solutions. And then last but not least, we will certainly have, we'll open it up for all attendees to ask any questions that they may have. And we will take a dive in now. So this year, we're really thrilled to announce we actually have some really exciting information regarding the 2025 Pitch-a-thon. But our overall theme is Take It Apart, Fix It, and Build It Better. And it's presented by Johnson & Johnson, Santiel, Microsoft, and the grant funding that's tied to the event is supported by Johnson & Johnson Foundation. So thank you all to our partners for making this all possible. So what is the NurseHack4Health? Our mission is to really unleash the power of nurses as innovative leaders and problem solvers to address real world's most pressing healthcare challenges. Being the closest to the patients, you witness exactly where those pain points exist and are able to turn them into incredible innovative solutions to really make sure that you are creating a thriving workforce and healthier work environment. Our theme, again, is Take It Apart, Fix It, and Build It Better. Our key focus areas are creating a thriving workforce, creating healthier work environments, as well as providing better care for patients. So what is our underlying magic through NurseHack4Health? Well, it's nurse-led innovation. It's based in a design methodology that is human-centered design and incorporates design thinking. We have diverse perspectives and inclusive embeds that are open to all with free applications. We make a huge push for interdisciplinary teams. And again, this year is also a global event. Not only that, but it's a huge community that is both supportive and educational. We have coaches and volunteers that are here to support you to make sure that you can get your applications and if selected as finalists, solutions over the finish line. Over the past 5 years, we've had tremendous impact with over 5,700 nurses participating from actually 66 countries. We were at the International Council of Nurses Congress in Helsinki, where we had 240 nurses representing 66 countries alone. Over the past 5 years, we've had more than 400 hacking hours. We've been able to deliver over 14 both in-person and virtual NurseHack4Health events. And over those years with the Pitch-a-thon, and thanks to the Johnson & Johnson Foundation, over $1 million in grant funding for nurse-led solutions has come to life. In addition, our nurse participants, when prompted with a survey, we have been able to prove that there has been a confidence in innovating as nurses due to your participation in these type of events, are able to walk away with a very strong and supportive community, as well as a more professional purpose and inspiration to establish a culture of innovation within your workplace. So what is a pitch-a-thon? It's a combination of teamwork, innovation that is all nurse-led. So our goal is to empower nurse-led interdisciplinary teams to ideate, create solutions, and then pitch up these ideas, directly addressing healthier work environments where nurses and patients can also thrive. Teams have the opportunity to receive up to $380,000 in funding to bring ideas to life. This is a major increase from past year's events. So we're really thrilled to be able to share this incredible news. And thanks again to our co-organizers and the Johnson & Johnson Foundation for being able to support this very critical event for the nursing workforce. So why should health systems, nursing organizations, as well as nurse-founded startups participate in NurseHack4Health? Well, it's really important to solve for the foundational challenges to create a thriving workforce, healthier work environment, and better patient outcomes. It's also an opportunity for ideating and generating new relationships and ideas across your organization. Speaking back into the interdisciplinary component of the event. This is also an opportunity for the Pitch-a-thon finalists to receive up to $385,000 in that grant funding to bring their ideas to life. So this year, we have 3 incredible opportunities for different organizations to participate and compete for the total grant funding. Track number 1 is for up to $175,000 for health systems or nursing organizations from high resource countries, and this is open globally. Track 2 is up to $175,000 for health systems and nursing organizations from low to mid-resource countries, also open globally. And then finally, our latest addition, which we're really proud to announce, is up to $35,000 for US-based nurse-founded startups that are, and this is only for US-based organizations. In terms of track 1 participation, well, who is eligible? The global health systems or nursing organizations must be a 501c3 nonprofit or equivalent or with a fiscal sponsor. They must be from a high resource country as defined by the country resource guide that we have available as part of our downloadable toolkit on NurseHack4Health.org. And we'll drop those links into the chat later for you to be able to access. It must be a nurse-led interdisciplinary team from the same organization that is comprised of nurses, nurse leaders, nursing students, your grant and funding office, which is a very key component if you are selected as a finalist. There will be resources and documentation that will need to be submitted to support your application. Other health system professionals, designers, executive level sponsorship, so your CEO, CFO, CNO, CIOs, engineers, developers, IT professionals, and anyone with a passion for innovation within your organization. Again, the innovation must be created to create a thriving workforce and or a healthier work environment for better patient care in alignment with our objectives. Who can participate in track 2? Similar to track 1, for global health systems and nursing organizations, they must be a 501c3 nonprofit or equivalent or with a fiscal sponsor, but they must be from a low to middle resource country as defined by the same resource guide. Again, that is available via our toolkit on the homepage. The nurse-led interdisciplinary teams from the same organization must include the same individuals similar to track 1. And again, the objectives must be aligned to creating a thriving workforce and or healthier work environment, better patient care. Lastly, in terms of track 3, which is for US-based nurse-founded startups, the nurse-founded startup must be registered in the United States with a valid bank account.
Thank you so much.
They must have less than $50,000 in capital. They must be nurse-led. And again, the innovation must be aligned with our Pitchathon objectives of creating a thriving workforce, healthier work environment, and better patient care. This is an overview of our 2025 Pitchathon application process. Our applications will open just under a month on August 18th. We will have a live innovation academy that is available. We highly recommend that you do sign up. The registration is also available on the NurseHack4Health website. That will take place between August 18th and towards the end of September. The final proposals will be due on September 30th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And then finalists who are selected to move forward with the process will be notified by October 11th. For those that are selected as Pitchathon finalists, the team selected will be notified on the 11th, and then they will go through an innovation accelerator. Coaches will be assigned to the teams to pressure test your innovations, to help work on your year 1 budgets, practice your pitches, and then you will also be required to submit a CAF America application by October 30th. The live virtual Pitchathon event will take place on November 19th, and this is where we'll have all the teams line up to pitch their innovations to a panel of expert judges, and the awardees will compete for the $385,000 in grant funding. Again, for track 1, it is up to $175,000, for track 2 as well, and then for track 3, $35,000. Participants must attend one information session in order to apply for the Pitchathon, so you're already on the right track. This is the list of our additional sessions that we will have up to the closing of our call for applications. My apologies for the mixed text there, but they are all at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Our next one will take place on August 18th, which is when our calls for applications actually open. You can see that September 8th and September 12th are attached to our Innovation Academy workshops. So not only will you receive the information here on the information session, but also some really exciting opportunities to help you advance your solutions through the process. And then our final one, which we just added, will be on September 18th at 12 p.m. as well. And you can use the QR code here to gain access to the schedule site where you can register for those sessions. Furthermore, the Live Innovation Academy, we will kick off with design thinking with Professor Marion Leary, who's with us here today on August 27th from 12 to 1. We will also have an AI prompting on September 3rd. This is going to be really incredible opportunity. We highly suggest that you participate in all of these events, as each Innovation Academy workshop will build upon itself and support you through the application process. On September 8th, we'll host on AI solutions. The 10th, we will have budget and competitive analysis, and this is in partnership with our partners and supporter from Drexel University Close School of Entrepreneurship. And then lastly, on September 12th, you will be meeting with Ian Nadell to craft your perfect pitch and get ready to apply, send in your applications. Again, the QR code will take you to the NurseHack4Health schedule, where you'll be able to register for those sessions if you have not already done so. Additionally, we do have a 3-part asynchronous course available. It is our NurseHack4Health Innovation Academy, and it is also an opportunity for US-based nurses to receive 2 contact hours through the Pennsylvania State Nurses Association. This is design thinking, and it is recorded by Professor Marion Leary. We have Crafting the Perfect Pitch with Ian Nadell, and Essentials of AI for Nurses by Kathleen McGraw of Microsoft. For those of you that are interested in taking the course and are not a US-based nurse, you are more than welcome to please follow through with the course, and we are happy to issue you a certificate, even though you would not receive the contact hours attached. Additionally, we do have office hours by appointment. And again, the timings here are all in Eastern time. They are also available by scanning the QR code or going to the link nursehack4health.org/schedule. If these times do not fit your schedule based on the location, we are more than happy to create additional times to meet with you and provide the support that is needed. So we do just kindly ask for you to submit an email to support@nursehack4health.org, and we will enter in contact with you to make sure that we can set up a time to support you with any questions you may have. We also have coaches available throughout the entire process. Again, they are aligned with the office hours. We have designers who can help you with your pitching. If you need some healthcare expertise, engineers, business acumen, or developers IT. Again, through the application form that we have for our office hours, there is an area for you to identify where your request is required, and then we'll be able to make sure that we include the appropriate people to support you. This is an overview of the pitch flow. You will also receive a template which will be available for download on the NurseHack4Health website. We all start off with a story that brings a problem that you're trying to solve for to life. You'll identify your problem and your recommendation through your problem statement. You'll highlight the current solutions that are in existence and highlight key activities and impacts in terms of your new innovative solution. You'll do a competitive analysis where you'll explain the competitive landscape and how others are focused on solving this problem. You'll highlight the impact that your innovation will have on the nursing workforce and patients alike. We'll also have an area for you to break down the amount of funding that you're requesting. And when it comes to the funding, we really request that you only ask for the amount that you need. So if you do not need the full $175,000 and you need only $30,000, please only ask for the appropriate amount, because if we can fund more than one solution for the tracks, we would love to do so as well. In terms of sustainability, you'll describe your organizational investment and resources from your hospital, health system, or organization. You'll also introduce your team and why your group will be successful in delivering the solution. And then in closing, reiterating the importance and the value of your solution. Here are the evaluation criteria that have been developed for this year's Pitchathon. Our key focus areas are a potential systemic impact on creating a thriving workforce. So looking at the excellence column, it's really a high potential for wide-scale systemic impact that clearly describe benefits to large or critical workforce, highlights potential reach in numbers or increase in nursing satisfaction, patient satisfaction, for example. The second is innovativeness of the idea. Is your innovation a new technology or solution with a potential to transform the field? Is it significantly differentiated from existing solutions that are already available out there? The third is the implementation feasibility. So your proof of concept or prototype solution has likelihood of success, the viability and feasibility components, that there's additional funding sources identified if needed, and this may come through your organization directly. Sustainability, there's a strong detailed plan to sustain the solution beyond the grant period with robust and unwavering senior leadership commitment. So really an important fact to drive home in terms of participation on the team and that already reaching out to your executive leaders for their support with this event. Your team strength, fully interdisciplinary team with complementary strengths that are well aligned to your proposal's objectives. And then your reporting, a thorough, well-articulated evaluation strategy where metrics are robust and clearly linked to impact and are actionable. Yes, I did see a question in the chat there. All of this will be available for download to support you, and you'll also receive the link to the recording as well. So our ask for you all today is to think about the critical high impact problem that you would like to solve. What could it be that your health system, your organization, or startup is solving for? Take the Innovation Academy, the asynchronous, to earn 2 contact hours and learn how you can dissect your problem. Apply to inspire people from your health system organization to form a team, or apply as a nurse-founded startup. Available at NurseHack4Health.org. Again, our closing of our applications will be on September 30th, but the applications will not open until August 18th. Health systems are allowed to have more than 1 application submitted. Spread the word and follow us on social media. Let your networks know about the NurseHack4Health Pitchathon and encourage them to participate. Share your content and chime in with your thoughts and experience by following #NurseHack4Health. For more information about the Pitchathon, we really suggest that you visit our website at NurseHack4Health.org. Pitchathons are still relatively new concepts to many. So if you'd like additional background information or to meet past awardees, the following links here, nursing.jnj.com/nurse-hack-4-health is a fantastic resource. There's also a new nursing innovation toolkit that Johnson & Johnson launched with BBC Caring with Courage film of 2024 Pitchathon awardee, which was the Ghanaian Diaspora Nursing Alliance and their Mama CBD solution in Ghana. Highly suggest taking the time to watch the film. It's really impactful. And then our past supporters, All In for Healthcare, also have a grantee spotlight from all the way back to 2022. So at this time, I'll open it up for any questions that we have. And I see we already have some in the chat.
Nico, you want to talk about, there's a question about how we would recommend discussing with the network you work for about your intent to participate.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Toolkit. Yep.
Yes, so on the NurseHack4Health website, on the homepage itself, we actually have a downloadable toolkit, which is now available. There are 4 key components of that toolkit. One is an editable Word document that is a request to your leadership to grant you permission to participate in this event and have their support. There's a 1-pager which provides a high-level details of the 3 tracks that we have, the grant funding amounts, and what the objectives of the event is. We have the country resource guide, and then we also have a funding resource guide. And included in the funding resource guide is how the grant funding can be used as you're building out your budgets and working on your solutions, in addition to the documentation that will be required to apply, and then later on if you are selected as a finalist.
Nico, there's also a question on nurse-led startups. What legal structure will qualify for nonprofit?
Yes, the
LLC? Yep.
Right. Yes. So the nurse-led startups are for-profit companies. So they would typically be an LLC or a similar structure. The nonprofit, if you are a US-based organization that has 501c3 status or are working with a fiscal sponsor, you would then fall under the Track 1 category for your application. I hope that answered your question, Brianna.
And then there was also a question about for an innovation ideas, by sharing the idea, whether it can proceed or not, will it be confidential?
So this is an open innovation event. So we do suggest, and again, this is all available on our FAQ on the NurseHack4Health.org homepage, not to include any information that could be deemed or understood as confidential, including intellectual property. Again, we want to make sure that you protect any of the work that you are doing in that capacity. And if you are selected as a finalist, you will be live pitching. So only include information that you feel comfortable to be willing to share with a global audience.
There was a question about nursing, whether nursing students can lead.
Yes, as long as they're within the organization, their team is from the same organization. There are no restrictions for nursing students leading a team. I also saw Dino about the funding amounts larger than the 175. Yes, you could potentially ask for more funding. The maximum amount that we do have for the Track 1 and Track 2 is $175,000. So our suggestion is that you identify other funding sources that could help support your solution and the implementation. That could be from other grants that are available out there, or essentially from your own organization as well. And that would also contribute to their the sustainability aspect of your proposal. Does this also include nurse practitioner?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Nurse practitioners are also eligible to apply, whether it is as an entrepreneur for the Track 3, if they are US based, or on behalf of an organization or health system.
And then there's a question about leadership letter, if we're going to do Track 3, which is the nurse-led startups. I think it's regarding executive support.
Yeah, so if it is a nurse-founded startup, right? So the person that should be really submitting the application, and please team jump in as well, would be the nurse founder that is running the organization. However, the team members could be interdisciplinary. So if there are IT individuals or designers that are part of that startup, they would be considered as part of the team.
Then there's a question about if the innovation can be in progress and the team needs funding for the continued development, for example, a technology app.
Pretty sure, please correct me if I'm wrong, Eileen, but even in the past, we've had applicants submit them. Again, we would just make sure that you clearly outline that in the documentation that would be required for you to submit your proposal, and how the grant funding would help either with the implementation or the sustainability of it within your system.
Yes, and we just need to also clearly answer the questions asked with the problem that's being solved, because just because you're further along with the process doesn't mean that you don't need to kind of go back to the beginning to clearly articulate what it is that you're solving for, because that's really critical. There was also a question regarding like if you need support, such as with an engineer to design the equipment, if you have to have one member of the team to do it. We do offer resources if you need, help in developing your idea. We'll have, you just need to request what kind of assistance you need, so you don't need to have everybody actually on your team. There'll be support from Microsoft developers. We have, engineers, business people that can be accessed depending on what your need is. You just need to request.
I see, Jen. Is there someone to look for nurse scientists who could help with validation? Yes, absolutely. SANCL is more than happy as a society of nurse scientists, innovators, entrepreneurs, and leaders to connect you with individuals that could support. Olga and Leanne are both nurse scientists as well on our board. So if you'd like to reach out to us directly, please use the support, and I'll drop it in the chat now. It's support at NurseHack4Health.org. And we can connect you.
Then there was also a question about how innovation is defined. What if the project may have happened before, but not in the nursing lane? If they're going to be modifying and expanding into a nursing support program.
Yes, so actually, this is something that Marion will be diving into on the 27th of August with design thinking. Marion, do you mind just providing some insight here? I think Marion is still
She
on,
may be on
correct?
mute. Yeah.
Oh, she may be on mute? Okay.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
Carol, but to answer your question, in terms of how we define innovation, we do have that information on SANCL's website, but we're also more than happy to connect with you and see what your idea you're looking to come up with and provide you some feedback there.
There was a question on, you said a person could be in more than 2 tracks. I can do track 1 with my org and then also do another track with a nurse-led startup.
As long as, well, that's a great question.
That might be
so
hard.
If you are, this does take time to complete your applications, and you'll find out more when we actually launch the call for applications, what is required. But to give you a high-level overview, there are documentation that you will need to provide. So such as if you're applying on behalf of for track 1 and track 2 as a health system or an organization, it's going to be documentation for your nonprofit to verify. You'll also have to fill out a written application component, which is an overview of the problem that you're solving for, a problem statement. We also have an activity to support there. Your contact information, of course. You'll need to upload your team members and their contact information. And then we'll also have to have a completed pitch. So you're going to utilize the flow that we have. We actually have a created template for you that is mandatory to use, that you'll be working with your team to revise. So we do estimate that the entire process, including attending information sessions in the Innovation Academy, takes anywhere from 20 to 30 hours. With that said, if you are applying, then again, the nurse founded startup, it should be the founder that is applying. Again, if you are working both in the health system and are also working with this startup as an employee, you can certainly be on the team, unless you are the founder of a US-based nurse-founded startup.
Then there's a question. I'm from INGO based in India. We have our headquarters in US. Under which category should we apply? Want to work in India?
So Punita, if you are based in India, and want to work in India, the application would hopefully come under, well, we have our headquarters in the United States. If the organization is registered in India as the INGO, then you can apply under the track that is appropriate using the country resource guide. If, for example, your INGO is not registered in country and it would be the headquarters, then you would be applying under the appropriate track for the United States.
There's a question, can these startups be from the ground literally up? The idea is there, but haven't started the steps for the medical device, not even LLC created yet.
Okay, so Michelle, with the regards to the nurse founded startup, you already have to be registered. So there would have to be IRS documentation that proves that you're a legitimate company, in addition to having a bank account set up for the company as well.
And then there's a question on specific themes that we want to focus on this year, or can someone suggest their own thoughts? I think the theme is pretty broad. It's really related to workforce issues, work environment issues, patient care, and patient outcomes. So it's pretty broad. Another question, go ahead.
Yeah, how to find the teammates and how to know if, who is interested in working together in your organization. Again, this is a great opportunity to download the toolkit and utilize the request form that we have to bring to your supervisor, manager, CNO within the organization. And then they would be a catalyst to reach out to other coworkers to see if there is an expressed interest. In terms of the team size, we recommend anywhere between 6 to 8 that are working on it. Sometimes there are additional team members that are indirectly contributing to the team, and that could be the CEO or CFO, et cetera. And they would also be listed as your team members, but the core team would typically be anywhere from 6 to 8.
I think we got most of them. And then we just had another, can one member be part of many teams?
I see it here. Can funds be used for scholarship? Actually, let me move into the next part of the presentation here. Again, the awardee funding supported is by the Johnson & Johnson Foundation. It's a registered charitable organization that reflects the commitment of Johnson & Johnson family of companies to keeping people well at every age and every stage of life by blending heart, science, and ingenuity to profoundly change the trajectory of health for humanity. And you can learn more at jnjfoundation.org. So just diving into how the grant funding can be used to answer your question, Dina. It can be used to launch and implement solutions that support the implementation and scaling of solutions for a thriving nursing workforce, healthier workplace, and better care for patients. The applicants are asked to detail the intended use of the funds, including how the funds will help them meet the milestones outlined in the application. And it must be used solely for the legitimate advancement of the solution as described in your application. So things that it may not be used for, that includes baseline research or exploration. These are not planning grants and must be used for project implementation. They cannot be used for brick and mortar costs, lobbying, included but not limited to grassroots lobbying, any type of provisions of healthcare services, such as direct patient engagement via telehealth service, pass-throughs to healthcare providers and or government officials and employees, or payment towards past development activities, such as a payment of a business loan. In the toolkit as well, we do have these slides available, so we highly suggest that you download. This is the acceptable grant purpose slide that is also included. So it does vary depending on the track that you're applying and whether or not you are a US nonprofit or an international one. If you are a US nonprofit, What is not allowable are unrestricted funds or non-specific project costs. For all non-US applicants, whether it's track 1 or track 2, unrestricted funds, endowments, or capital assets, capital projects, or non-specific project costs cannot be used. With that said, you'll see there is an asterisk with capital assets, and they can be funded, but there is additional yearly documentation requirements that CAF America would request. And I believe Ryan is also on the call and can speak to this more. Ryan, my apologies. I just want to make sure that you have mic access, if you don't mind.
Yes. Can you all hear me?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we do have the ability to fund capital assets and capital projects for international grantees. It would just necessitate a different type of application from CAF America than what most of the other international organizations are going to go through.
And Ryan, could you also explain whether or not the funds can be used for scholarship? Dino put in the chat, we're creating training facilities to educate the nurses and nurse practitioners.
Yes, so funds can be used for scholarship purposes as well. We would just need to know a little bit more information on how these scholarships are being provided to the grantees. We might need to also request that you sign a regranting supplemental form as well with more detail about these scholarship expenses.
Thank you, Ryan. Wendy, the section with the toolkit on the NurseHack4Health homepage is there's an area called Need Support to Participate in the NurseHack4Health Pitchathon, and there's a button in pink that says Download the Toolkit, and it's just about one scroll down from the timeline, also on the homepage. There are no restrictions on how many applications one organization can submit. Again, we just do want to make sure that you're aware of the time commitment to pull together the applications, but otherwise there would be no restrictions. Edward, there was, yes, the project will collaborate with other health systems and industry partners. We all need to meet the 501c3 requirement or just the main leadership site. And this would be for track 1. Ryan, could you provide some more insight on whether or not that would be permissible?
Sorry, can you repeat the question one more time, Nico?
Yes, this individual is looking, their project will collaborate with other health systems and industry partners. They're wondering if they all need to meet the 501c3 requirements or just the main leadership site for track 1.
Only the main leadership site needs to meet the requirement because that's the organization we're making the grants to. If you are re-granting funds to those other organizations, we will ask you to sign a re-granting supplemental form as well. That was part of your CAF America application.
Thank you. Yes, this meeting is being recorded, so you will be prompted with the link to access the recording. And Bianca, I see that you're in the Bahamas and interested in applying. The next steps, applications will open on August 18th. However, in the meantime, we highly suggest you take a look at our toolkit, which is available. Again, this has a one-pager with high-level information regarding the Pitchathon, the country resource guide, the funding resource guide, which also includes the acceptable grant purposes, and additional documentation, and then a letter for support from your executive sponsors within your application.
Nico, is Puerto Rico considered U.S. based for the purpose of this program?
Just let me pull up the resource guide. I want to provide the correct information. Apologies.
I asked that because for some programs, It is, and for some programs, it is not.
For this intent, it is not, but it would fall under track 1.
Just to hop in there, Nico, Half America does consider Puerto Rican organizations to be U.S. based. So even though it would fall under track 1 for Johnson & Johnson, a Puerto Rican organization would still complete the same application that other U.S. based nonprofits would complete for the CAF America eligibility portion of the process.
And that would be if they were selected as a finalist, correct?
Yes. So for the Puerto Rican
Okay.
organizations, the allowable and not allowable grant purposes would apply to them. It wouldn't be the international nonprofit allowable and not allowable grant purposes.
Thank you.
Would that apply to all U.S. Territories, similar to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, because Puerto Rico is not a high resource island as a territory, even though it is technically under U.S. control. It's a healthcare desert.
For the purpose of the application, directly through NurseHack4Health, you would select Puerto Rico as the country that you're applying for, which, according to the resource guide, falls under the track 1. And then if selected as a finalist, as Ryan had mentioned, it would be a US-based application, which is specific to finalists only, which again is also in the documentation available in the toolkit. Are there any additional questions? Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We look forward to receiving your applications. And again, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at support@nursehack4health.org. Again, I'll drop that here in the chat. Again, the toolkit is available on the homepage along with our FAQ and additional informations. We do hope that you also sign up under the schedule link to participate in future information sessions in case any other questions do arise, but most importantly for our live Innovation Academy sessions, as we have a really great surprise for you all that are joining us.
And don't ever hesitate to
rest.
reach out at support@nursehack4health.org if you have any questions.
I will definitely do that. We have a huge program going on here in Puerto Rico for the first dedicated purpose-built training facilities to educate nurses to become nurse practitioners and the new healthcare workforce for the country. That is our goal and our mission. And we're willing to work with other innovators and do what we can to support them as well.
Excellent, Tito. Well, we look forward to receiving your email and working to support throughout the application process. Again, thanks for joining us, and we'll be in touch soon. Take care.
Thank you.